The camera gear world just changed forever, and if you were holding a Sony A7R VI, a Canon R5 Mark II, or a Nikon Z8, you might want to sit down. Sony just did something completely unhinged. For years, the camera industry forced us to make a frustrating compromise. If you wanted insane resolution for landscape and commercial work, you bought the Sony R series, but you had to accept that it was a slow, sluggish studio tool. If you wanted blistering speed for wildlife and sports, you had to drop $7,000 on an action flagship like the Sony A1 series, sacrificing ultimate resolution. But Sony just deleted that boundary entirely. The brand new Sony A7R VI has arrived, and it is a 66.8 megapixel fully stacked powerhouse that shoots at 30 frames per second. It is a camera that shouldn't exist, blending absolute megapixel supremacy with the speed of a high-end sports camera. Think about what this actually means. This is the very first time an R-series camera has featured a fully stacked XMR RS sensor. That design allows data to read out 5.6 times faster than the previous generation. That one change fixes the biggest flaw of high-resolution sensors: rolling shutter distortion. If you tried to pan quickly or capture a fast-moving object with the old A7R VI using the electronic shutter, straight lines would bend like jelly. The A7R VI crushes that issue, dropping the readout speed down to a stunning 14 milliseconds. This means you can finally use the electronic shutter in the real world without risking ruined shots. But the real magic happens when you pair that sensor with the brand new BIONZ XR2 processing engine and its integrated AI unit. The camera can perform up to 60 autofocus and auto-exposure calculations every single second. When you look through the viewfinder and hit a 30 frames per second burst at full 66.8 megapixel resolution, there is absolutely zero blackout. The image stays completely seamless, allowing you to track erratic subjects effortlessly. It handles up to 215 JPEGs or 65 compressed high-quality raw images in a single continuous blast before the buffer even thinks about slowing down. For wildlife and portrait photographers, the updated real-time recognition autofocus plus system is where things get almost scary. Using deep learning technology, camera doesn't just look for an eye or a face. It calculates human pose estimation. If a person turns completely away from you, crouches down, or gets partially blocked by branches, the AI tracks their body shape and predicts where their head will be. It locks on and refuses to let go. This exposure algorithm is 20% more accurate and harsh, direct backlight, ensuring skin tones look completely natural even when the sun is trying to ruin your shot. Then there is the physical experience of shooting with this machine. Sony completely threw out the old, familiar battery we've been using for years and introduced the brand new NPSA 100 high-capacity battery. Yes, it kills backward compatibility with your old spares, which hurts, but the trade-off is massive. You get up to 710 shots per charge on the LCD screen.